Mucha pasión y que la gente cante juntos y todo sea tan explosivo.
Here, guys, on your right side.
Oh, hi.
Hi. The first time that Slipknot was supposed to come to Mexico back in the 90s, you were kind of opening a Pantera concert here in Mexico. Finally, it never happens. But my question, in the meantime, Pantera broke up, Tim Batterell was shot, and also Paul Gray now is dead. So it is easy to go on after some very dark episodes.
I mean, it's heavy, you know. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, there were some tough times for us. But when you've been through as much as we have together, and you realize that the passion is still there for the music, you find a way, you know. It's never going to be the same, but you just try to find the way that works for you, and then it becomes a different way. Those guys are just right in front of you, and I can't even see you. That's cool. That's fine. There you are. Died. So yeah, I mean, it was tough, you know, and we took a little bit longer to kind of get back on our feet, but that's because the pain was real, you know. I think if we'd have just snapped right out of it and just jumped right back on our feet, it wouldn't have been the same. We wouldn't have processed it the same, and it would kind of come back and bite us in the ass now. So I think we did exactly what we needed to do to heal and to come together again and be able to make this album, you know. And I mean, to the credit of this band, we have done it in a way that was respectful to Paul and respectful to the fans, I think. And that's what it comes down to, is the respect for what we've done and what we are doing right now. Because this band, without respect, there's nothing. So I think it's important to remember that when we talk about things like, why did it take so long to get here? It's like, well, we kind of been through hell. But everything happens for a reason. And right now is the first time that we're playing Mexico City with Slipknot. And I think it's because of that it was meant to happen this time in this venue for this concert. And we'll just see what happens. You want to start?
I mean, music has always been a form of expression for me, anyways, and I'm sure all of us feel the same way. When you're growing up, you have all these emotions, and you don't really know where to put that energy. So for me, instead of like going out and robbing houses, getting in fights, and it's an outlet for that sort of thing. So when you're saying that, anger makes anger, I think, yes, that can be true, but also if you funnel that energy into something creative, it's also therapeutic. And for me, I have a lot of anger, so I write a lot of music. You know what I mean? Otherwise, it can come out in other ways that aren't necessarily, positive for anyone. And if you do it in a way, like, I'm very fortunate with the stuff that we do and the songs that we write. Corey is an amazing vocalist and songwriter and lyricist. And he can take, anything and make it relatable to anybody who's listening to it, which is hugely important and very hard to do. It's a very, intense skill. And, that I think is not just therapeutic for us, but therapeutic for the people that are into what it is we're doing as well. Sort of.
And, the fact that we were a key to that is something that no one can ever take away from us.
Down here, just a normal Slipknot show. And like I said, the voice is so strong here. The voice asked for Knotfest. Just as soon as we said we were going to do a show, you guys asked for Knotfest, so we looked at it. Everybody scrambled, got together with everybody, and next thing you know, we're bringing that. So you guys really asked for that. And like I said, that's an amazing, and it goes hand in hand with kind of like the fans. I mean, they want all the other bands, of course, but they know it's Knotfest, so they want it because it's part of us, and I just think that's amazing that they want the whole thing now. They don't want to wait anymore. So that's one reason, is because you guys asked for it. I don't remember the second.
And the fans, what to expect? What the fans can expect.
I mean, for us, Knotfest is something very special. And not only does it represent us as a band, but it represents everything that we try to share with the fans. So not only are you getting an incredible concert, in my opinion, we were able to put together a really great list of bands to be able to play. But at the same time, there are attractions, there are just little things that differentiate Knotfest from all of the other concerts that people put together. I think we brought the museum. I think we've got the carnival people. Like it's an atmosphere. It's an experience. It's not just a concert. And for us, that's what we've always viewed Slipknot as. It's not just a concert, it's an experience, and I think the fans would agree with us, because not only do you get great music, but you get a great live performance, you get insanity, period, really. You get 9 dudes who are basically just beating the shit out of each other because they love it, maybe not as much as we used to, but it's what we do. It's what we live for. This band represents something that not a lot of bands can say, and it's that we hit on so many different levels, and that's what we wanted Knotfest to represent as well. So we're hoping that people walk away from this going, "Wow, that was incredible," and that's what we've got.
And there was one more. Let's go.
It's a great representation of bands that we've listened to, and then bands that are coming up, so it's a generational thing, and that's what heavy metal is all about. We have tried to pay that respect back to the bands that inspired us, and the bands that we've inspired to do what they do, to do what we do, and you don't find that a lot in other genres. Heavy metal has a respect for the bands that came before and the bands that are coming after. And we're just trying to continue that tradition. Probably both. A fist with a cell phone in it. A fist around a selfie stick.
What do you enjoy more?
Hi, Slipknot here.
Well, good question. Yes, the world is a little insane right now, especially in our country, to be honest. All we can do is try to give an outlet to the kids who don't have one. We try to give a voice to the people who feel like they don't have a voice. After that, all we can do is try to help the people who ask for help. We're not very political. We never have been, but we speak up when asked about it. We give our opinions, whether people want to hear those opinions or not. We try to reach out, and we try to do good things for organizations who are trying to do the right thing. So for us, it's mainly about trying to give hope through letting people have that outlet to let out their anger, to let out their rage because of what's going on around them. Because we see what happens when people try to stifle that emotion. And it kind of goes back to what I said before. Our fans are they're more capable of looking at what's going on right now and being able to process it than fans who listen to music that's a little more chipper, a little more happy. It's a shock for them because they're not used to it. But because our fans have been able to adjust and use that anger to kind of even themselves out, they can look at it and they can process it and they can go, okay, now what needs to be done? Instead of offering prayers and thoughts, what needs to be done? And I think that's one of the things that we offer as a band, because we come with a dose of reality. There's a lot of art to it, but there's also a lot of reality. And our fans know that we're there for them 100%, no matter what. And I think that's what we're doing. I think that's what we do.
That's it.
Why there's not another band here? It's our festival. That kind of.
Dice que no hay otra banda porque es su festival.
Bands that are with us, all they have to worry about is playing and doing their thing and making sure that the fans have the best time possible. Okay, we'll come out, we'll do the work, we'll take the hit, but at the end of the day, it's Knotfest. So that's why we're here.
I got it.
You got the next one?
The first part of the question is simple.
Can I translate first that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you.
We don't believe in failure. And once we come to a place, we always come back.
Absolutely.
Dice que no.
I think it's going to go wherever it needs to go. You know, I mean, that's the beautiful thing about metal music, because there's no real pressure on metal music. It kind of goes where it wants to go. You know, there's always pressure on pop music or hip hop to go one way or the other. But with metal music, because it's still so underground, it can kind of go wherever it wants to. It has no form, so it can experiment when it wants to. It can go back to like a more traditional sound if it wants to. It can go into places that we never expected it to. So I think it's the last form of music that really has no restraint. If I had to say where it was going to go specifically, I don't know. But that's the exciting thing, because when you hear it, you're like, oh, that's fucking amazing, you know. So you just never know. You're kind of looking for the next band to take it and kind of channel their own voice through it, with no worries about whether or not it's going to be popular or not, because metal music has always been the underdog. So I think that's where it's going to go next. I don't know where, but I think the next band that really takes it and takes it where it needs to go, it's going to be exciting.
Absolutely true. I mean, when I was growing up and I was listening to like thrash metal and speed metal, and you know, they were talking about in the pit, you know, if somebody fell down, they'd pick them up, and that's that sort of mentality that carries through. And now we've come this far, not just us, but the genre of music, that everybody has that sort of like taking care of each other thing, and it transcends. And we are lucky, our particular band, because of the community that we have, and the family. You're very correct in saying that it is like a family. A lot of people have met through us. A lot of people have been married through us. A lot of people, you know, are raising their children because they met through whether it should be a show or a chat room or whatever it is, and that's just not like something that most bands can say that they're able to do. And it's you know, that's a cultural thing, and that's a big deal.
Bueno, la pregunta.
We're really looking forward to the show on Saturday. It's a long time coming. There's a lot of excitement. And we're just excited, just as